Hey guys, Yuri here. So I've been sitting at my desk for most of the day, and like millions of people who are doing the exact same thing, one of the big things that happens is lower back pain, lower back issues, all that kind of stuff. And the reason this happens is because when you're sitting, this muscle here, right, these muscles, your hip flexor muscles, which actually originate in your lower back, get very stiff. They get short, they get stiff, and that puts a lot of strain on your lower back. At the same time, it actually pulls on your hamstrings, which furthers the problem. So one of the best ways to alleviate, or counteract the effects of sitting and these short hip flexors is to focus on strengthening your glutes or activating your glutes in a lot of cases. For instance, for me, I have a problem firing my left bum cheek, my left glute, and that results in more stress being transmitted into my lower back and hamstring. So it kind of bypasses my glute altogether. So what I want to show you today is a couple exercises to activate your glutes, and by doing these kind of hip extension movements, you'll actually lessen the stiffness in your hip flexors, which is going to help things out if you have low back pain, or just in general if you want toned, stronger glutes. So let's get started. All you basically need is the floor. I'm just doing this in my basement, just across from my desk. So again, just do this. It might take you 5 minutes out of your day, that's it. So first exercise is called the hip bridge. This is a very basic exercise. What you're going to do is lay down on your back. Feet are parallel. They're kind of, just at about, if you can almost reach them a couple inches away from the heels. From here, you're going to squeeze your bum cheeks together, raise the hips off the floor, and hold for 2 to 3 seconds, okay? So you're going to squeeze the glutes together the whole time, and then relax, okay? So that's 1 rep. Squeeze the glutes together, drive the hips up. Now what we're doing, by squeezing the glutes, we naturally inhibit the contraction of the hip flexors. It's impossible for the hip flexors to contract if my glutes are contracted. That's known as reciprocal inhibition. Okay, this is a very basic exercise. Go for about 10 reps, 2 to 3 sets. If you want to make things more challenging, next version is you come up, you extend one leg out, and you hold. So now, you can come down, relax the glutes, squeeze the glutes together, raise the hips, or driving the hips up. My left glute is going to fire and stabilize as I extend my right leg. Okay, so here's where the work is going on right now. Back down and back down. Now, alternatively, I can stay up the whole time. So I squeeze my glutes together, drive the hips up. I can go left leg, hold for 2 to 3 seconds, down. I keep the contraction. I alternate, and I can just keep going back and forth for 10 to 12 reps. So that's the second kind of progression you can do for that hip bridge exercise. Now, I want to show you a slightly more advanced version which incorporates a stretch and contraction at the same time. So, for this one, what we want to do, exactly the same setup. Just going to get myself positioned. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set myself up exactly the same, but this time, in this case, I'm going to pull my left shin, or my whole left leg, back towards my chest. What this is doing is it's going to really lengthen my whole posterior chain on the left side. So I'm going to lengthen my hamstring, lengthen my glute, and it's going to force me to really push my right hip even more forcefully towards the sky. So I bring this down to my chest, I drive up, okay? So now my right glute is doing a lot more work. Drive it up and down. So I'm trying to pull this in as much as I can. Drive it up and down. Now, for me, I said my left side is weaker, so for me, this is going to be tougher on this side. I pull my right leg down. I drive through my heel, squeeze my left glute, and I push up. So here, for me, the contraction is tougher, but I work on it, and down. Again, pull it in, line myself up so I'm square. Boom. And down. Up. And down. Up. And down. So again, you want to go for about 10 to 12 reps on each side, 2 to 3 sets of each exercise. Again, do this once a day. It's really going to help out with your ability to activate your glutes And if you have any kind of low back issues, for whatever reason, the glutes are very, very important. So you need them to be firing properly, especially if you're doing things like squats, deadlifts, any kind of lower body movements. And if you're sitting at a desk all day, you need the glutes to be working a little bit more than they are. So strengthen the glutes, loosen up the hip flexors, and in another video we'll look at how to loosen up those hip flexors with some really awesome stretches. So stay tuned for that. And there we go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.